Hi, I'm Julie and I've got Reggie here with me. Welcome back to Read Life. Today we are going to sample some gluten-free beers and see if they're any good. I've never had gluten-free beer before, so hopefully we'll find something new that we like. I'm not a big beer drinker, so Reggie will have much more valuable, useful information, but we're going to give them a shot and I'll let you know what we think. So let's go ahead and get started.
Okay, so Julie said that I am a beer drinker, but I'm not really a beer drinker. I drink beer, but I don't consider myself an actual beer drinker. Almost never will I select a beer over a nice scotch. It's just not my preference, but I have had many different types of beer. So in this comparison, or tasting, we're going to have three different gluten-free beers. And like Julie said, she's never had gluten-free beer. I've never had gluten-free beer either. So I'm very interested to see what the differences are between them.
So one thing to note, there is a difference between gluten-free beer and low-gluten beer and gluten-removed beer. So all of these are beers that are gluten-free and are made with gluten-free ingredients. We are not messing with any of the low-gluten or gluten-removed. So that is one thing to note. These are all gluten-free and at least one of them is certified gluten-free.
Yes. So the first one that we're going to sample / test is the Lakefront Brewery New Grist. And this is the one that is certified gluten-free. So it is a Pilsner style beer. And it says it was made with water, rice, sorghum, hops, and yeast. Although Julie said nobody would care, it's 182 calories and 5.1% alcohol by volume.
And how many carbs are in that beer?
There are 23 grams of carbohydrates.
What happens when you use rice? Rice is a problem if you're trying to watch carbs.
And this bottle, we were able to buy individual bottles or cans of the three beers that we're testing. And this one was $1.99 at Total Wine and More. So, any other information about the New Grist?
No, although yes, so they are actually the first beer to be a certified gluten-free beer. So they are the trailblazers in the certification process. So hopefully it tastes good and we can support them.
And it actually does say, you may have seen it when I held the bottle up before, but certified gluten-free, and it actually has the little gluten-free stamp. Hopefully you guys can see that. But, all right, let's go ahead and pop this baby open and give it a taste. Smells like beer.
So it looks a lot more like a cider than it does a beer.
It does.
That was quite a face. It smells a lot like a cider.
It's interesting. It's not bad.
Oh, it's funny. It tastes like cheap beer. Like
Kind of. And it feels a little flat to me.
it tastes like cheap light beer. It looks like it has a lot of bubbles, but as Reggie said, it seems pretty flat. It definitely didn't have any head when it was being poured, so
Not at all.
I don't know if it's always like that or it's just this bottle may have been sitting on the shelf for quite some time. It's not bad though. I could drink that. I like that.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting. It's kind of got a little bit of a paley type of little aftertaste also.
It kind of reminds me in flavor a little bit like Michelob Ultra. Like just very light, not a lot of flavor.
A little bit. I could see that. My biggest difference, or the thing that's holding me up from completely agreeing, is the fact that it's just so much flatter than I would have expected.
I kind of like that.
Yeah, that's not necessarily a bad thing. I just wasn't expecting it. So
I thought it was going to be
strange to
like
me.
really sparkly, so I was kind of happy that it was not as sparkly as it looks. All right,
Okay.
so that's our first one. That was the new Grist Pilsner style.
So do you want to give that a rating?
I would say it's probably a 3. It's definitely drinkable. I mean, it seems like a backyard barbecue kind of beer. It's definitely not like, oh, fabulous craft beer that I would go out of my way to get. But yeah, it's pretty good.
And that's on a scale of 1 to 5, with 5 being the highest.
Did you rate it?
I would say that I would probably give it a 3 as of now. Definitely going to compare it against the other beers, but I agree with Julie. It's definitely more of an everyday type of beer. Nothing to write home about.
And I will say, when it comes to beer, whiskey, basically any type of alcohol, Reggie and I have almost opposite flavor palettes. So for beer, I prefer like lighter, fruity, Belgian, white beers, wheat beers. Well, not wheat anymore, but that when I used to be able to have wheat. Hefeweizen was definitely one of my favorites. And Reggie, what do you lean more towards?
I'm super dark, right? I like the Doppelbocks, the stouts, milk stout. I mean, it's all of the, and generally the beers are much higher octane. So, 8 to 12, sometimes even 15% alcohol by volume. So pretty powerful stuff.
Yeah, so that's probably good information to have when we're giving our ratings, so you know where we're coming from.
I'm trying to take a lot of that out of my whole rating situation, just because I know that these beers are not going to be that. So.
And they didn't have any of the gluten-free dark beers, so we're gonna have to probably order some, but there are some out there, so we're definitely gonna give those a shot as well.
Cool. All right, so up next we have the New Planet Pale. So that is this can, and let's see, this one doesn't have any nutritional information. So I don't know how many carbs are in this one, and where is the alcohol by volume?
I think it's 6%.
I don't even see that on, it's got to be on here by law. I totally don't see it. Oh, there it is. It is 6%, because it was actually in a weird little script. I was expecting it to be official. So this one, it says hoppy citrusy. So those are things that, at least in writing, that Julie should like. And it's got listed 100% vegan. I guess brewed in Colorado, ultra filtered, and it has a BPA-free lining in the can. Well, that's interesting. So, all right. Any other information about this that you want
I was
to?
trying to see. So according to Total Wine, this particular, the New Planet Pale was actually a gold medal Denver International Beer Competition winner in 2016.
I mean, in the Denver International Beer Competition is the tops, right? If you place well there, you're good to go.
Sure.
Okay.
I mean,
we'll see. Okay, ready to try it?
let's try it.
All right. So this is a regular can. Tiny head.
Looks a little more like beer. Oh, I can smell it.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't like the way it smells though.
I like it. I'm just going to go ahead and just let you know right now.
I'm
that.
not a fan.
Really?
I'm not a fan. I think it's got too much hops for me.
That didn't taste hoppy at all to me.
Oh, it's very citrusy. When it says citrusy, I mean, it definitely feels like, you know, when you freshly squeeze your orange into your Blue Moon.
Yeah.
It feels like there should be orange pulp in it. Like it's that citrusy.
But it's not sweet.
But it's not sweet. It has kind of a bitter taste.
Very, very slightly bitter.
It's not bad. It's just not what I was expecting. So.
Well, that's going to be everything.
I don't know what I was expecting.
Right.
I didn't expect it to taste like this. But yeah, I mean, if you like a citrus beer, this is pretty good.
Yeah. If you're doing, you know, Blue Moons, or you put any citrus, I would even say even a Corona drinker, squeezing limes and lemon into a beer, if you like that, this is probably something you should try if you've got, you know, gluten sensitivity or celiac. This would be a really good beer. I'm gonna go ahead and make this a 4 out of 5 for me. And while you're thinking about it, I'm going to finish the rest that's in this cup. So.
Yeah, I think I may have to change my thinking because I like the new Grist better. So I'm gonna give the new Grist a 4. And I'm gonna give the new Planet Pale a 3. So I'm rearranging my order. It's not bad. I mean, it's good. I would drink it, but given the choice, I would definitely take the new Grist. And I would probably drink way too much of it way too fast. So that might be a problem.
Because it's relatively flat and
yeah,
super easy going down. Okay, so then we've got our last bottle, which is Green's Amber Ale.
I have the highest hopes for this one, so I hope it does well.
Hope it doesn't let you down.
Yeah.
This one is also 6% alcohol by volume. Also the largest bottle at a full pint. Actually, at half a liter. It's not a full pint. It's more than a pint. And it does have nutritional information. 2 servings per bottle. So this is 110 calories per serving. So 220 for the bottle. And the carbohydrates, though, are much lower, 6.3 grams. And actually, in the whole bottle, it's a little bit over a gram of protein.
Nice. So this one is...
sorry. Just going back, because I just realized I did not actually say how much the New Planet cost. And that was $2.99 for the can. And since we're talking about prices, the Green's gluten-free Discovery is $7.49. So this is by far the most expensive beer, so it better be good.
So a couple things about the Greens. Greens is naturally gluten-free, as we mentioned. It is also a product of Belgium. So I've got high hopes for this one. The other thing to know, if you have any kind of allergies, I will give you the list of things that are not contained in the Greens Discovery. There is no gluten, crustaceans, eggs, fish, peanuts, soybeans, milk, lactose, nuts, celery, mustard, sesame seeds, sulfur dioxide, or sulfites. So if you have food allergies, Greens is going to be the one for you.
And if you don't like mustard, for example, perfect.
If you have allergies, Greens is the one for you.
All right, let's crack open the Greens.
And did you mention Greens is also 6%?
Yes, I did. 6% alcohol by volume. Okay. Oh, tiny bit of head. Very, very amber colored, deep amber.
That's interesting. That's not bad.
It's not bad.
This is definitely the darkest of theirs that I would want, but this is quite good. This is my favorite. And I'm kind of shocked about that.
I'm not sure yet. Tell everyone why this is your favorite while I'm drinking more.
So it's definitely has a stronger flavor, but it's very nice. Like, it's a little bit sweet and it's got a little bit of bitter, but more like a dark chocolate kind of bitter, with some sweetness, and it's very smooth. I like it.
It is. So I guess first things first, I'm not a huge amber beer type person. So with that being said, this isn't bad, but I kind of would put it as like a 3, maybe a 3.5. The second one is definitely, the New Planet is my favorite out of these 3, easily.
Yeah, see, I can see that because I didn't like the aftertaste. And he's an aftertaste kind of drinker.
Not really. That's got a very chalky aftertaste to me.
No, that's not chalky at all. That's
Or-
delicious. That is a good beer.
I mean, it's not bad. In the right situation, I could drink that.
With some barbecue, that would be fantastic.
Sure.
That's
Absolutely.
really good.
Yeah, and what sort of meat would you have with the New Planet?
The New Planet is like fish tacos,
Chicken sandwich.
guacamole.
And what is this? White bread?
That is just like burgers and dogs in the backyard.
Maybe. Maybe.
Maybe a bratwurst. Maybe. But
Yeah, that may be too. I think bratwurst, you're still going in the, number 2, number 3 here.
so now Greens is the brand that has a lot of the darker beers as well. So they have a double, a triple, and a stout.
A double, what?
Whatever it's called in
Okay.
Belgium. I don't know. A double, a triple, and a stout.
Oh, okay.
I'm assuming it's a bock.
I mean, that's interesting. So I absolutely want to try those.
So we're going to go ahead. We can order those from Total Wine. They didn't have any in stock. But yeah, I was trying to get the triple today.
Ah,
And
okay.
they
That's
didn't
the one
have
that
it.
was.
Yeah.
There was one bottle that was supposed to be in stock, but it could not be located. Either someone drunk it, had a nice little drink, gluten-free beer drink during their break, or someone changed their mind and ditched it someplace else in the store.
Or didn't ring it up right. It happens.
Yeah, definitely.
So surprisingly, I'm going to give this, what is this? Greens Amber Ale. The Greens Discovery Gluten-Free Amber Ale. I'm going to go ahead and give that a 4.5. I would absolutely drink that on a regular basis if I drank stuff on a regular basis. But yeah, I really enjoyed that.
So we'll make sure that we have at least a bottle or 2 of that available for you, just in case you have a bad day or want
A bad day.
drink.
I'm not a bad day drinker. If I was a bad day drinker, it would be whiskey. It wouldn't be beer.
Okay. All right. We have plenty of that. Okay. So I think that's going to wrap it up for our very first alcoholic taste test. Not alcoholic taste test. We're not alcoholics.
Gluten-free beers. So just to remind you, we had the Lakefront Brewery New Grist Pilsner style.
And we also had the New Planet Pale Ale, my favorite of the 3.
And the Greens Discovery amber ale, which was my favorite. So let us know, do you drink gluten-free beers? Have you tried them? I know some of the easier to get your hands on brands like Redbridge are definitely not necessarily great. So if you have any gluten-free beers that you think we should try, or any other drinks, some ciders, I'd be excited to try that. We will be doing another video. We have some Glutenbergs that we want to try. So yeah, I think this is going to become a fun little series for us. So hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please subscribe to our channel. We know lots of you are watching, but 90+% of you are not subscribed. So make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out.
Definitely. Thanks a lot for joining us on this taste test journey.
And until next time, cheers.
Cheers.